The Admiral had seen 1,000 men come and go. Some were loud, some were broken, some were legends. But none of them looked quite like the man standing in front of him now, a lean, quiet, eyes like steel, with a little girl clinging to his leg and a duffel bag slung over his shoulder. "Name?" the Admiral asked, flipping through the clipboard. "Daniel Rourke," the man replied, voice low but firm. "Rank?" "Former Master Sergeant, retired." The Admiral raised an eyebrow. "Retired? Huh? You're a little young for that." Rourke didn't answer. He just looked down at his daughter, who was now inspecting the Admiral's polished boots with the curiosity only a 5-year-old could muster. The Admiral smirked. "Call sign." Rourke hesitated. The Admiral leaned back in his chair. "Come on, Sergeant. Everyone's got one." "What did they call you in the field?" "A Papa Bear." "A Ghost Dad?" "A Mr. Mom?" There was a flicker in Rourke's eyes. Not anger, not pride, something colder. "Iron Ghost," he said. The room went silent. The Admiral's smile faded. He looked up slowly, as if the name had triggered something buried deep in his memory. "You're joking." Rourke didn't blink. "Iron Ghost," the Admiral repeated, almost to himself. "You were in Kandahar. 2012. The compound raid." Rourke nodded once. The Admiral stood up, the clipboard forgotten. "You're the one who went dark for 3 days. They thought you were dead. Then you walked out with 6 hostages and a thumb drive full of intel." "I did my job," Rourke said. "You did the impossible," the Admiral replied. Rourke shifted his weight, gently nudging his daughter behind him. "I'm not here for medals. I'm here for work. I need to provide for her." The Admiral looked at the girl, then back at Rourke. "You're not just a legend, you're a father." "Single father," Rourke corrected. "Her mother passed 2 years ago." The Admiral exhaled, rubbing the bridge of his nose. "I thought Iron Ghost was a myth, a ghost story we told rookies to scare them straight." "I was real enough to bleed," Rourke said. The Admiral chuckled, but it was hollow. "You know, I used to think call signs were just nicknames, but your Sabroken bar years was earned." Rourke didn't respond. He didn't need to. The Admiral sat back down, suddenly more serious. "We've got a situation. Classified, off the books, high risk. I wasn't going to offer it to anyone, but if you're willing a broken bar." "I'm not leaving her," Rourke said. "She comes with you," the Admiral replied. "We'll set up housing. Security should be safe." Rourke looked down at his daughter, who was now humming to herself, completely unaware of the weight of the moment. "I'll need gear," he said. "You'll have it. And autonomy." "You'll have that too." Rourke nodded. "Then I'm in." The Admiral scribbled something on the clipboard, then looked up. "Welcome back, Iron Ghost." The mission was unlike anything Rourke had faced before, not because of the danger he'd danced with death more times than he could count, but because this time, he had something to lose. Every night, after surveillance runs and encrypted briefings, he'd come home to a small apartment on base where his daughter waited with drawings and bedtime stories. She didn't know what he did, not really. She just knew he wore black and sometimes came home with bruises. But she trusted him, and that trust was the only armor he couldn't afford to lose. One night, after a particularly brutal recon, Rourke sat on the edge of her bed, watching her sleep. Her tiny hand clutched a stuffed bear, her breath steady and soft. He whispered, "You're the only reason I came back." She stirred, eyes fluttering open. "Daddy, I'm here," he said. She smiled, then drifted back to sleep. The final op was a ghost hunter fitting, given his name. A rogue cell operating out of an abandoned oil rig in the North Sea. No backup, no extraction, just Rourke and a sat phone. He infiltrated the rig under cover of night, neutralized the guards with surgical precision, and retrieved the data. But as he was leaving, he triggered a silent alarm. The rig lit up like a Christmas tree. Rourke fought his way to the helipad, bleeding from a shoulder wound, the sat phone clutched in his hand. He called the Admiral. "Package secured," he said. "Extraction's 5 minutes out," the Admiral replied. "Can you hold?" "Iron Ghost always holds." The Admiral didn't answer. He just listened to the gunfire in the background, the sound of a man who refused to die. When Rourke returned, the base erupted in cheers. But he didn't care about the applause. He walked straight to his daughter's school, still in tactical gear, and waited outside the classroom. She saw him through the window and ran into his arms. "You came back," she cried. "Always." he said. The Admiral watched from a distance, arms crossed, eyes unreadable. Later, he approached Rourke. "You know, I used to think call signs were just jokes, but there's a broken bar, it's a promise." Rourke nodded. "The ghost never leaves his post." And with that, the legend of Iron Ghost lived on, not in the shadows of war, but in the light of a little girl's smile.